Why are you still answering the door for a version of yourself that doesn't live there anymore? Have you ever felt God pulling you forward, but your heart still reaching back? If you've been holding on to something God already released, this message will set you free. Today we remember Lot's wife, not to shame her, but to see ourselves in her story. She walked away with her feet, but her heart stayed behind. And in that space, between obedience and longing, she turned. One glance, that's all it took. One glance back at the flames. One glance back at the familiar, the routines, the relationships, the comfort, even if that comfort came wrapped in compromise. Sodom was corrupt, yes, but it was also home. And sometimes, the familiar is the hardest thing to leave. Even when God says flee, she turned. Familiar doesn't mean safe, and comfort doesn't mean holy. She turned, and in that turning, she froze. Not just physically, spiritually, emotionally. A pillar of salt preserved in regret, a monument to the cost of clinging. I wonder what she thought in that final breath. Was it really wrong to look? Was I really ready to leave? Will I ever feel whole again? But the fire behind her was not hers to mourn. The future ahead was not hers to fear. And that turning, that single aching turn, was enough to anchor her soul to what God had already burned. How many of us are walking forward, but still glancing back? Still replaying the old conversations? Still mourning the comfort of dysfunction? Still holding on to what God already released? We say we've moved on, but our hearts are still tethered to the version of us that settled, to the people who couldn't stay, to the places God burned down for our healing. And like Lot's wife, we risk becoming monuments to moments that were never meant to last. Look at your life today. That stagnant relationship, that habit that keeps you small, the version of you that settled for less. Stop checking for a pulse in things God has already declared dead for your protection. You are not a pillar of salt. You are a vessel of light. You were made for movement, for forward grace, and for a life that breathes. If the past is whispering your name today, do not look back. The wilderness may feel lonely, but it is holy ground. The fire behind you isn't yours to mourn. It is the evidence that you are finally free. Obedience isn't just movement, it's trust in what you haven't seen yet. Familiar doesn't mean safe, and comfort doesn't mean holy. So if you're standing at the edge of something new, and the past is whispering your name, don't look back. Don't cling to what God has already released. Don't mourn what He's already judged. Don't freeze in the place He's calling you to flee. You are not a pillar of salt. You are a vessel of light. A soul in motion, a person of forward grace. The wilderness may feel lonely, but it is holy. The unknown may feel heavy, but it is sacred. And the God who called you out is already preparing what comes next. You weren't made to be a monument. You were made to be a messenger. The past may echo, but your future sings. If this message stirred something in you, a memory, a release, a quiet Christ whispering, "You are not alone," then share this with someone who needs to hear it today. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And leave a comment. What are you finally ready to let go of? Until next time, Radiant Soul, may your steps stay steady, and may you never become a monument to what was meant to be left behind.